He's espousing a philosophy that wants to destroy America, wants to destroy the Jewish people, wants to destroy the Christian people, and really would like to destroy all the Muslims who disagree with them.
All right, everybody. This clip is thoroughly disturbing. This is Rudy Giuliani. I don't know why he's still being interviewed in any capacity. He should be locked up, or not locked up, but in a home somewhere, resting, maybe strapped to a bed for his own safety. But yeah, this clip is just really disturbing on a number of levels. I'll let it play out. We'll have some comments throughout and after. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And without further ado,
that is just a description of what we see right now. It's not driven by race. It's more of an assessment of what neighborhoods are being undertaxed versus overtaxed.
Well, the backlash has been swift and in some cases, let's face it, racist. Congressman Andy Ogles called him Little Muhammad, while Nancy Mace accused voters of, quotes, forgetting 9/11, close quotes. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted a picture of a Statue of Liberty in a burqa before later praising him in an interview with Tucker Carlson.
That guy was the only person in the New York City mayor's debate to say he wanted to focus on New York City. All the candidates were asked, if you could visit a foreign country, what would it be? And they, of course, all had an answer. I think most said Israel. Great. And he said, I wouldn't go anywhere. I'd stay in New York. And like, if I want to meet Jewish constituents, I'd go to their synagogues, their homes or whatever, but I'd be here in New York because that's what I'm doing. I'm running New York. That's my job.
Well, he gave the right answer.
He gave the right answer.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor Eric Adams, who was elected as a Democrat but is running as an independent, accuses Mamdani of, quotes, embracing Hamas, close quotes. What's most revealing, though, is the icy reception from serving senior Democrats, including the current House leader and the New York governor.
Let's start with the big news, Leader Jeffries, out of your hometown. Mamdani won a big victory. Have you endorsed him yet?
I have not. And frankly, stylistically, and I'm not a socialist, and I don't associate myself with what he has said about the Jewish people.
Will you support his candidacy and will you back him?
You know, the election just completed. I had a chance to call and congratulate him on the Tuesday's primary and look forward to having conversation. Obviously, there's areas of difference.
Well, 10 years ago, the UK's Labour Party ran a very left-wing campaign which saw them walloped in the general election. They responded by appointing Jeremy Corbyn as a leader, a radical elder socialist who, funnily enough, was ousted in an anti-Semitism scandal. The bottom line is that the democratic identity crisis is no closer to a resolution now than it was on November the 5th. Meanwhile, President Trump is racking up win after win after win, and the left has nobody to burst his balloon. So the biggest winner...
First of all, what the fuck is he talking about? Trump is racking up win after win after win. I'm sorry, I have to jump in. Trump is losing on every single policy issue. Go across the board polling, he's losing, he's underwater, he's unpopular on every single policy he's implemented so far. What are you talking about win after win after? Everything has been a bungled debacle. It's just making stuff up. Absolutely ridiculous, Piers. Jesus Christ.
The current DNC civil war is probably MAGA. In a moment, we'll debate all this with my panel. Founder and CEO of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, News Nation correspondent Geraldo Rivera, and the former DNC fundraiser, Lindy Lee. But first, to give us plenty to debate, I'm sure I'm joined by the former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy, great to have you back on Uncensored.
Good to see you, Piers.
Your reaction to this character who's come out of nowhere, and now the whole of America is talking about him. What's your response to Mamdani mayhem?
A total shock, something I never thought I would see in New York. New York has always been a little bit more inclined to be reasonable when necessary. I mean, we're the only one of these crooked democratic cities that at any time in the last 60 or 70 years has elected a Republican. Chicago, 70 years of Democrats, Detroit. I mean, you've had me, LaGuardia, Bloomberg. They don't have anything like that. No reform, nothing. So plus we're the biggest Jewish city. For a while, we were the biggest Jewish city in the world. I think Tel Aviv has now passed us. So this is a shock to me that somebody like this would come along. And it isn't even just the anti-Semitism and the anti-Jewish hate. We've almost gotten used to it in the streets of New York.
Just absolutely making stuff up. Just by virtue of the guy being a Muslim, they're going to say that this is the brain rot, just fucking brain rot. That's what it is. That because you're Muslim, that you automatically hate Jewish people, or that because you look like the way Zohran does, that you're anti-Semitic, or because you support Palestinians, that you're anti-Semitic. All of this absolute garbage.
Now, over the last 2 to 3 years, this guy is a major supporter of Hamas. This is a terrorist group that wants to destroy not just Israel, they want to destroy America. Their children are taught from about 2 years old, death to Israel, death to America.
Rudy, where has he expressed any support for Hamas? Because I haven't seen that.
Oh my goodness! I mean, he was by and large he wouldn't condemn what they did when they wiped out the Israeli people. He has.
Rudy Giuliani should be in a home somewhere, like strapped to a bed. He should not be on national TV or national internet, whatever you want to call Piers Morgan's show. This is absolutely embarrassing.
Refused to condemn them. He refused to acknowledge they're a terrorist group. Every time he's asked, he just kind of punts on the question. He has very strong statements that sound a lot like Hamas, intifada forever, intifada all over the world. And then he tries to claim that he has his own definition of intifada. Sorry, Zohran, you're not entitled to your own definition of intifada. They've killed about 8,000 people. That kind of sets a definition for it. We know what you're talking about. So I think you could put together a case that he supports an internationally acknowledged terrorist group that is a close ally of Iran. I mean, remember, although one is Sunni and the other is Shia, and they hate each other, Iran and Hamas, they join on two things: destroy Israel, destroy America. Death to America, death to Israel. That's what brings Iran and Hamas together.
But really, why if you believe he's so, the way you've just categorized, why are so many New Yorkers in a city, as you said, which has more Jews outside of Israel than any city in the world, why would they have rallied behind this guy if he's such an enemy of Jewish people?
Well, Piers, that's a very good question. It leads me to what's wrong with the people of my city. What's wrong with the people of Chicago? I mean, they had a mayoral primary a couple of years ago, and they picked the most outrageous, the most radical, and the dumbest candidate for mayor, who's now a complete disaster. And they've been doing it for 65 years, even though they're a shooting gallery every Saturday night. There's a brainwashing that has taken place in these old Democrat cities. It's the same reason why you'll go into some districts in New York and Biden got 95% of the vote. How could that have happened if the people are thinking clearly? How do we elect de Blasio? De Blasio went to Cuba on his honeymoon. He was in favor of the Sandinistas, and his mother was a member of the Communist Party at Harvard. And then after his first term, he was a complete failure. We had a 22% turnout, and we reelected him. And he's the one who really destroyed the city. I mean, he literally took everything Bloomberg and I did and trashed it. I get people.
As far as I know, and I've talked to friends that live in New York City. It's just the same, or it's just like it's doing fine. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, and there's obviously reasons why it's extremely unaffordable. There's crime, homelessness, etc. Sort of the general trends that we've seen in the United States. But to say that New York City has collapsed since Giuliani left, I think that's pretty ridiculous.
People that come up to me on the street crying and saying to me, "You must feel awful. Everything you did was ruined."
But Rudy, when you have a Muslim candidate in a city like New York, and people start evoking 9/11, start putting burqas on the Statue of Liberty and all the stuff I played earlier, does that not make you feel uncomfortable? New York is one of the most inclusive cities in the world, right? A place normally that's very tolerant to many different religions, many different colors and creeds, right? Surely you would feel uncomfortable as the mayor of New York when that appalling terror attack happened. Are you comfortable that people use 9/11 as a stick to beat him with?
Nobody's doing that, Piers.
Well, they are.
I was the people who protected the Muslim people after 9/11. People expected a tremendous amount of reaction against them. And Bernie Kerik and I put together a task force for 4 weeks, and there was no attack in New York, not a single one, even though you might have expected one, given the kind of emotion involved. And one of the first things I said as I was telling my people to please be careful and watch out, it might be another attack, is do not touch anybody. We're not going to be like them. We don't hate Muslim people. We hate the people who did this. And we have to make it clear to them that we can stand up to them. But then again, I'm not a fool. I know there are a substantial number of Muslims, and there's a substantial amount of the Quran that talks about slaughtering Christians and Jews. And there's a whole group of Muslims who believe that. And unfortunately, an undetermined number of them got into this country in the last 4 years, unlike any other time in our history, because of our pathetic President Biden, who also gave Iran hundreds of millions of dollars, and Obama did it in cash.
But
So
would
I don't
you
know
have a
what's going
problem,
on.
Rudy?
Gave Iran back their own money that was that we had frozen. It was assets and money that we had frozen or stolen from them. So
Would you have a problem with a Muslim mayor of New York? Tax day has
all right.
Not if he told me he would write out the portion of the Quran where Muhammad is exhorting the people to kill Christians and Jews, and telling him if he doesn't kill them, they should get tribute from them. If he's like some of the imams that I'm close to who can write that out and can say that, I'd be very comfortable with him. If he's dominated by that sick pathological philosophy, which dominates not all Muslims, but more than a comfortable amount, given all the killing they've done, then I have a real problem with it. And he doesn't sound like a moderate Muslim. He sounds like a Muslim extremist.
You said, Rudy, that you think there may need to be an investigation to see if Mamdani is an enemy of America. Is that the kind of language that is sensible? You said, Mr. Benny Johnson.
I didn't mean an investigation criminal. I meant for the purpose of voting. You and I should do the investigation as voters.
Do you really see him as an enemy of America?
Do I see him as an enemy of America?
Yes.
What he's saying? My personal.
Yes.
You're damn right I do. I think he's going to destroy New York City. I think this is a disaster time for New York City. This guy becomes mayor, the city is gone.
I can't wait for 4 years from now for all these idiots to be proven so wrong.
People are leaving the city already. You can't say things like the things he's saying and not frighten the hell out of people. I mean, it has nothing to do with even 9/11. Had 9/11 not happened, he'd be an enemy of the city. He's espousing a philosophy that wants to destroy America, wants to destroy the Jewish people, wants to destroy the Christian people. I really would like to destroy all the Muslims who disagree with him. And he is a very strong supporter of that, and he doesn't make a distinction. And he becomes very cute and stupid and silly. Plus, he's totally unqualified. He's a 33-year-old do-nothing from a rich family who's never accomplished a damn thing in his life. Whenever we've gotten a mayor like that, he's been a terrible failure, like de Blasio. This guy's not an accomplished man. He's a rich kid who has learned excessive, crazy philosophy so that he can sound smart, I think. That's the best explanation I can give of him. It might be worse.
At least his brain isn't melting out of the side of his head. It's like this fucking dote. Oh my God.
Rudy Giuliani, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.
All right, we'll cut this part just for that purposes. But holy shit! I mean, I don't know why we're even responding to this at this point. But you do see a number of people, parroting and repeating similar lines of attack and smearing and just completely making up like utter nonsense. I mean, and this is the ecosystem that we have to live with and we have to deal with from the right wing angle, and why it's imperative that we be aggressive and pushing back and just showing how ridiculous they sound at their face. It's just so it's stunningly embarrassing for us as a country. And these are major, I guess Rudy is probably, nobody really cares about what Rudy Giuliani says anymore, but like Laura Loomers and your Marjorie Taylor Greens and these people that are in Congress or in the media or in the Trump administration that are saying the same things and trying to smear this guy. We'll see what happens. I have high hopes for it. And anyway, let me know what you guys think about the downfall of Rudy Giuliani and his rotten brain.